Okay, welcome everybody. Thanks for participating in this webinar, this Microsoft Office Beginners Program. I just want to welcome, we have right now we have 79 attendees, so this is very exciting. First of all, thank you very much for your feedback on the survey. It was good to know the crowd and the level of confidence everyone has as far as each software that we will be reviewing over the next few weeks. Just to give you a glance, let me share with you a little graph that I put together for some feedback. So we had 55 respondents in the survey. Microsoft Word clearly is has the higher level of confidence. I mean, yes, granted, it's typing, but there's a lot more that can be done, and I look forward to showing you how to leverage it, how to use it to create professional documents, fun documents, and just interactive documents. I see PowerPoint. The confidence level actually was at the lowest, with 72% of the group felt that they were at a level 1. And Microsoft Excel, it's a middle range, with 47% felt they were at level 1, 26, and 32% felt they were at level 2. Between you and I, Excel is my favorite, and I look forward to getting to that class. But as they say, you save the best for last. And of course, PowerPoint is also very exciting. And don't get me wrong, Microsoft Word is also can be exciting. But hopefully, throughout the course of these classes and throughout the course of these couple weeks, my goal, as was the responses from everyone participating, is really to elevate your level of confidence and competence in these software solutions. And especially, it really is a rough time, and trying to be a little creative with my background here, trying to feel like I'm a little bit outside. Don't worry, I do get out once in a while with a mask on, but get out, get some fresh air. It's tough being at home, especially also, jobs. People are looking for jobs. It's a challenging time for everybody right now. So I hope everyone's families are well. I hope you are well, your families are well, and anyone who's looking for a job, I wish you much success, and you should find some very soon. And you know what, if this helps you get there, God bless. And if this helps anyone on this conference call who has a job and wants to leverage these tools, by all means, to add more value. Just 1 second. Shua Wordy's calling me. Hold on I'm going to mute myself for a second.
Okay, Shalom Aleichem, everybody. Nice to meet all of you. We've been in touch, many of us, by email over the past few days. My name is Yehoshua Wordy. I don't know why it says Bensi Wordy there. That's my son's name. So I just wanted to welcome you all to this course. It's very exciting. I wanted to just give a few introductory remarks before our leader, fearless leader and instructor, will take full control here. A few things. So first of all, the JCC Workforce Program is a special program that's based in Brooklyn. We're funded by New York City, and our goal is to help residents of the 5 boroughs with career counseling, with job placement, resume writing, interview prep, all of those services we have year-round. We have qualified staff to help with that. So any of you that are watching this that are from the 5 boroughs, please, and if you need any of those services, you could reach out to us. You have my email address, and we'll be happy to assist. part of our mandate is to train people in employable skills. This is, under the circumstances that we're in right now, we've always done live in-person classes, but now we're on Zoom, and that has allowed us, of course, to open up our audience to a much broader audience. This is our very first time doing this, and the response has been was tremendous. I want to apologize for some of you if it's been hard to reach us and we haven't been very responsive. We've been overwhelmed with hundreds and hundreds of people trying to get onto these courses. We just weren't ready for it, and we're not staffed, to handle the volume of interest that has come in. So, we're doing the best that we can under the circumstances. So this Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, these are some of the most important skills that you could use in an office environment. If you learn these well, you really will be very well equipped to communicate very effectively and to be able to analyze and study things. Moshe is a good friend that I've known for many, many years. He's, he'll talk about himself and his experience. He has, he holds very high positions, and he's very, very well versed in Microsoft, and especially in Excel, which we're going to try to put a lot of emphasis on. And aside from, we're going to cover Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, but we're going to try to put a nice emphasis on Excel. If you understand Excel and you're into data, this is a tremendous tool that really will just save you so much time and energy, and do volumes for you, especially in an office environment. So I don't know if Moshe mentioned this. Some of you might be surprised when you came on. This is not Zoom meetings. In Zoom meetings, everyone comes on, their videos on, their audio's on. This is called Zoom webinar. It's very different. You come in and automatically nobody, you can't be heard or seen. You only see the instructor. However, there are tools for you to communicate. There's the Q&A and chat buttons down there. The course is structured that we're leaving a half hour at the end of the course for Q&A. So if you have longer questions and we don't want to break the flow, just hang out at the end of the course. We'll spend time to dedicate to that. But, it's meant to be interactive. You're going to be using the software, not just going to be watching. This is not a video. So please, if you have feedback, please, after the course is over, please, you have my email address. Please email me any feedback. We'll try to make this the most useful and most powerful course you've taken. So it's really a pleasure to meet all of you. And I want to wish you tremendous hatzlacha. If you need to reach me, you know how to. Moshe, I'm going to pass the baton back on to you.
Thank you, Shua, for that introduction and the welcome. I love the energy. So to a few of Shua's points, this is meant to be interactive, and I guess I didn't get a chance to introduce myself. My name is Moshe Leeds. I live here in Crown Heights. I have a management job in a big retail company, online retail, and I guess my qualifications for giving such a course is that I've been using all these three softwares for over a decade now, and from Word to PowerPoint to Excel, this has really given me personally a big edge in my ability to provide value in the company that I work, and just really able to communicate effectively. And these are really, really valuable skills, and they're almost expected skills in today's day and age, from Word to PowerPoint, giving nice interactive presentations, and ultimately, as Shua mentioned, my favorite, Excel, of taking data and making sense out of it. So I guess what I'm looking to do, and the way I, at least for starting, envision how this should work, is I have some exercises that I will go through, and I will just share my screen with you, and I will talk and articulate what I'm doing, how I'm doing, what I'm going to be doing. And as I do it, please, you're welcome to participate with me. I don't want to go too slow, but I don't want to go too fast. So, based on your feedback, please bear with me. Today, the goal really is just to get a general exposure of Word. I will share with you now what it is that we are looking to accomplish today. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that I need to mention before we begin. I guess I just want to make sure if everyone has Microsoft Word, it does come in a few types of flavors. There's the Office 365, which is a monthly subscription. You could go on Microsoft.com and pay for it, a monthly subscription to get access to all the tools, to the whole suite, Word, PowerPoint, Excel, OneNote. Then there's the Office 2019, or the computer version, which you download on your computer, which is actually the one I'm working with. And then there's apparently, I've never downloaded it myself, but apparently there is a free version based on this course here. If you would like to know about that more, I'll have to do a little research on that. But that being said, we will dive right in. So let me go ahead and share my meeting, share the screen here. And what I will do for starters is, it's funny, they gave the document that they shared, which is kind of very apropos to today's day and age, how to wash your hands, how to keep them clean, make sure you don't spread the sickness. So this is the unedited, or this is the unedited version. This is just a document of the page that we're going to be doing, and the end result will hopefully look something like this. Where to share? What happened? Okay, 1 second. I see a few people raising their hands. Okay, so this is what the document should be looked like at the end of this session. So let me just see if there's any questions here. Zoom share. Oh, for some reason my screen froze for sharing. I apologize for that. But here is the completed version of that text document. Okay, so how can I download the apps? I will have to let you know afterwards. Can you please zoom in on your screen? Give me a second. Is that better? Okay, so yes, what I will do is I will go ahead and now we'll start from the beginning. So now we have a clean slate. We're going to go to File for those who have Microsoft Word. We're going to go to File. We're going to click on New. I guess silence is golden. So as long as no one's texting, I'm going to assume that everyone is working with me, or at least not letting me know otherwise. So we're going to go to a new document. As you can see here already off the bat, you see how many options there are available as far as Word is and the templates they offer. Obviously, you could take a tour. You have a general single-space document, and then you have resumes and certificates. You have calendars. You have all different types of options. Just give me a second. I apologize. I see people raising their hands. Hold on. Okay. Okay. I think you have to type in. I'm trying to allow you to speak, but I think just type in the chat box, and I'll be able to see. You don't see any templates on my app. Okay, so if you just go to New, option New, and you just click on at least a blank document, that may be an enhanced feature of the templates. So we'll just keep it on a blank document, and we'll just double click on that, and that will open up to, wait for it, a new blank document. Okay, so I'll give you a little tour over here of just in general, the Microsoft Office interface and the options that are included with it. So you have, the home is the general formatting. You have the font coloring, the size, the different things you can do with the text themselves. You have here the paragraph, the shape, the lettering, the shape of the lettering. Is it okay if I have Office 2013? Yes. You should have, it's pretty universal Office. Even if you have a later version, you should have pretty much the basic options are all pretty much there. The later versions probably have a little more enhancements, but as far as functionality, it's pretty much consistent as far as the general functionality that's available in all the Microsoft Word applications. So you have here all different types of formatting. So that's, when you open up, you have the home right away. You have insert, which is another ribbon over here that has anything to do with adding inserts into the document. So you have from a table, a cover page, you have pictures, smart art, and we will cover some of these as we go along in this course. You have even integrated like Wikipedia, and different things that could help you search things while within your document itself. You have the design ribbon, which we will touch upon as well, just creates universal design to your document, so you don't have to go back and forth between each and double check, is this font the right size, is that font the right size? This will help create a uniform format for your document. Layouts, this is again the rotation. Here you go portrait, or you go landscape. You can rotate any way you want, whatever's fitting. We'll touch upon margins as well. This margins is referring to the outline in which where the printing begins, where the end of the document starts and ends. References we'll touch upon a different time. I'll be on a different course. We have one second. Okay, the mailing, which is a mail merge. We have review. These are some standard functions here. We have spelling, thesaurus, word count, and then here's a view, how you want to view the page, and then the help to help you with different functions if you have any questions. So let's go back to the home option. Now, a few things up here on top as well. You have, this is called, it's a little, a quick access toolbar. So if you select that, what you will have here is common functions that you use if you don't want to always have to keep going back and forth between the different tabs. So what I put up here is spelling. You know, I have spelling here. You could do one like undo is always usually pretty much a standard one there to help you undo if you made a mistake. You could pretty much through here, we could put on new. If I want to create a new document quickly, which also a shortcut is Control-N, but we won't spend so much time on the shortcuts as much more on just the journey and the options they have available. And then, you know, you could take it from there. I see a lot of people raising their hands. I apologize. I'm trying to see if I could allow you to talk. 1 second. Okay, please, if you could text in the question and answer area, I think it'll be easier and I'll be able to see your questions and I will address them accordingly. Or I could even adjust them as I'm moving along. I hope that is helpful. My screen froze. I don't know if it froze, but I didn't really type anything. I'm gonna start typing. Okay, so let's start. I'm gonna start typing. And we'll go ahead and, oh, here, sorry. Okay, I see. Oh, I see what happened. Okay. I guess it times me out. Okay, I apologize. I didn't realize that it stopped the sharing, so I'm gonna go to the clear document. Okay, please, is that better? Okay, thank you. I apologize. I think my chat was hidden behind one of my documents, so I didn't see it. I apologize. But thank you for your persistence. Okay. Now, you could go ahead and type with me. What I'll do is we'll type the document together, and then we'll take each part of the document and transform it into the finished product. And we will walk through it, and you'll see how each part is done. So for starters, wash your hands. I think we're all experts in that in that talent today. I guess it depends who you ask. What's the longest time? So I guess the most accepted opinion is 20 seconds. So washing your hands with soap and water. Now watch, I'm not going to look at what I'm typing. You'll see how the Microsoft Word has a great spell check, which I think sometimes it just makes you lazy of even bothering to learn how to spell, because every application now on any platform is always checking your spelling. So, oh, okay, so I'm sorry. When I say type, if you could open your own document on your own page and start typing. I think that's what I'm referring to. So I will type and you'll watch me type. I have dots in between the words. Yes, thank you for pointing that out. Actually, you reminded me is that this little button here, it's showing your formatting. And yes, it's extremely annoying, and most of the time I don't use it, but I think for the sake of teaching, this helps you, and even sometimes just for the sake of understanding the formatting of your page, this shows you where the formatting is. So this big guy here is where you pressed enter. These little dots is a space bar. So you could get an idea, and we'll see later on, sometimes it's actually helpful to see the type of formatting, because if you have a question of why a word's in the middle of the page and you didn't realize that you press tab 5 times, or you held down the space bar and you don't realize that that's what you did. So when you have the visibility of the formatting on your page, you'll be able to see what actions you take in the formatting, so you could quickly identify what is going on that page. So let us continue here. Can decrease okay, I realized Shua was not muted. Okay. Food-borne illness. If I could get a... Okay. So the letter is too small. So I could zoom up. I'm trying to think, for those who only have, you see, I guess I take it for granted, I have 2 screens. But for those who have a single screen, you may be able to split screen, or just shrink it to 1/2 of your screen and then open up Word on the other half of the screen. That may be helpful. Okay, did you want us to type along with you? Can you enable us to do Control N? Okay. Okay, just 1 second here. So if you have, see, since I'm sharing my screen, but if I go a little, in the top right corner, you have minimize, maximize. You could, okay. Okay, I hear the challenges. I don't know. The only thing I could think of is if you go to the top corner here and you minimize the screen share and then open up another Word document. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that, Steinhardt, that response there. Okay, Kathy, I'm not sure if you're the only one frozen. I don't know. Okay, I'm just going to keep going here. Illness because it can prevent spreading germs from your hands to food. Okay, so now we will go ahead and press enter. That brings us to the next line. How, and you press shift and question mark. And you know, on your keyboard, you have some keys that have two symbols on it, the one on the bottom and the one on top. The way the keyboards work is it always defaults at the letter at the bottom, or the function or the symbol at the bottom. Sorry, well, actually, I stand corrected. It depends where it's located on your keyboard, because by the numbers, it goes numbers default, but at the bottom, it goes by the, you have the period, the comma, and the / default. But whatever the case is, the shift will allow you to choose what command you want to use on that keyboard, if not the default keyboard command. Okay, so we have wet hands with clean running water and apply soap. Oops, that's annoying. When I hit the caps lock by accident. So let's do that again. Apply soap, lather hands.
Moish, Yeshua
Yes.
Wordy. I just want to interrupt. I've been watching this go for a while, and it's nice to see how interactive it is. I just want to make a comment to all of you. You know, there's two vehicles for communication here. There's the Q&A and the chat, and they're both running. It's almost you can't do both. It'll make you go crazy. You have to just choose, Moish, whichever one you prefer better, the Q&A or the chat. And going forward, everyone should comment to you using only one of those. The advantage of Q&A is that once you answer a question, you could delete it, so you don't have to see it anymore with the chat. It keeps on running. So you just choose one, and please, everyone going forward will just use one method of communicating with Moshe. This way he could see everything. So people are commenting that if there's chat, then everyone else could see the questions that everyone else is asking. So he's, you decide. You're the instructor. You just have to choose one.
It looks like, based on the engagement here, people have moved to the webinar chat, which is fine. I think there's some good collaboration amongst the participants as well. So I think we'll just continue with the webinar chat. So we'll just focus there.
Please stop using the Q&A then. Just communicate with Moshe through the chat. I'm signing out now, so you're on your own. Enjoy.
Okay, so I think at this point, I would agree with Mr. Nachman Rifkin here that I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to keep moving just to get some flow going on here. And, you know, I will, at the end of this, at about about 9:30 or so, I think that's where we'll have some Q&A. Maybe actually in about a half hour, we'll take a little break. I'll answer a few questions, and then we'll just keep moving. So I think that will help everyone just get the benefit of seeing the flow. Whether, obviously, if you have Microsoft Word, Word and it's accessible to you, then, by all means, type along with me. Otherwise, just watch, and then afterwards, based on this class, you'll be exposed to some tools and you can play around with it afterwards. Okay, so just one thing that I did not mention, which I think is important, is the view in which I'm looking at. So there's 3 types of views. If you go here again, if you go to view on the tab here, you have the read mode. Wait for it. Okay. The read mode is just all the text together. Just you want to read through it. You don't care the breakdown, the document, how many pages. It's irrelevant. You just want to be able to read it through quickly. That will be your read mode. Then you actually have shortcuts at the bottom here. You have the print layout, which is the preferred method and which is the one that I'm using. Is the print layout basically shows you exactly what your page is going to look like when you print. So you see all the margins, you see where the text starts and where it finishes on the line. And then you also have a web layout, which, again, there's no breaks. It's how it's shown on a web page, but we're not going to look at that. We're going to look at the print layout, which you can find when you click on view and you just click on print layout. So I'm just going to go default back to the home, and we're going to continue typing up this document. So we got lather hands, palms, backs, below nails, between fingers, around thumbs. Okay, by rubbing them together with the soap. Okay, next, scrub hands for at least 20 seconds. I realize I'll read it, I'll say it out loud as well, so if you can't look at the screen while I'm typing, at least you could type along with me. Rinse soap off hands under clean running water. Dry hands, we'll do a capital there, dry hands well using a clean towel or an air dryer. Okay, so now we'll do a double enter. So we'll see 2 formatted enters there. And we will then go on to the when. Now that we know how to wash our hands, we will now know when to wash our hands. So, before, during, and after preparing food. After eating, coughing, sneezing, or using a tissue. After using or assisting someone in the restroom. After touching an animal, animal feed, or animal waste. After handling dirty equipment, or garbage. Okay, now that concludes the when. Now, just in case you needed more information about how to wash your hands and when to wash your hands, we will finish this document off with a signature line. And what's a cool thing about Word is that when you, or pretty much all the Microsoft softwares, is that when you type in a recognized a website or a website what's it called, address, it will automatically hyperlink that, which we'll go through when we get down there. But hyperlink basically means when you click on that button, it will actually take you to the website. And I'll show you how to edit that and modify that function as well. Okay, additional handwriting techniques. Okay, so we now have this document. Honestly, oh, I'm sorry, so we now have this document. Yeah, I'm sorry about the typing. I'm trying to also say it out loud, so to try to accommodate everybody. But this, honestly, if if I were to see this document hanging up on any sink, I would rip it down. This would not get anyone's attention as far as washing your hands, how to wash your hands, and when to wash your hands. So we're going to take this document and we're going to transform it. Now, just off the bat, you could see all these red squiggly lines, and I know people already pointed out in the chat that I did misspell some words. And the nice thing about Word is that it lets you know. So here, I spelled soap incorrectly. So now it will give you a few options. Now, yes, I guess it tries its best to figure out what the closest, most appropriate word to replace that is. So yes, soap is the correct word. So I'll just click soap, but you see a bunch of different options here: social, soya, soapy. So you just, the way you get that is you right click on your mouse. So the left click is your selection tool, and your right click is the shortcut. So it will give you more options. So here, apply. Now again, just as far as I know, there's still questions about the dots. Those dots are just representative of the action I took in between those lines. So a dot represents a space. And this little backwards, I don't know, music note, upside down music note, that represents an enter down to the next row. But you could quickly here, right here, by the paragraph, under home by paragraph, you have this button that shows or hides control. Shows or hides the formatting symbols. But I do it just so that people could be aware of the functions and the formatting that I'm doing. I personally, when I'm writing documents, I don't have any of these because it's just very busy and it's annoying. So here I have another word that's incorrect: palms, backs. Palm right here too, it's really palms. Palm backs, I believe, is the appropriate way. Oh, palms, no, I wrote it right. Okay, backs below, okay, that is nails, that's correct. Between fingers around thumbs. Okay, running water, 1T. Okay, so we'll go here after eating. Okay, close enough. Coughing, I'm missing an H over there. Animal, got it. And here, dirty, dirty. Okay, so now the document is, all the words are correct. Now we will start with the top line. Now this, what we're gonna do with this word is we're gonna make it big and bold, and we want everyone to pay attention to what this document is telling you. We want them to know that, remember to wash your hands. So we're gonna highlight that. Now, how do you highlight? So you could take your cursor and drag it, or a quicker way also is to just double click on the line So you double click once, it will get the word, double click again, and there. So I'm getting impatient with it. And then you get the whole line. Okay, so now we have this highlighted. Now, what's really cool about this, when you double click that, you get that little shortcut bar over there that instead of going all the way up there, you get it here, but I kind of lost it. But we'll go up here and we will take a nice big bold text. We're gonna choose Rockwell. Okay, I'll tell you what, let me give you another 2 minutes just so people could just catch up on the text and typing. And then I will, and then we'll continue with the enhancement. But in the interim, yeah, honestly, what's exciting about these programs is I know for myself also is that it's like once you learn how to use it properly, it's like this whole world that you're opened up to, and that you could literally transform what used to just be text into a whole colorful attention grabber. So yes, thank you. Triple click does the whole, and I guess just for I guess a reminder, let me just go ahead and show you what the finished document looks like, just to give everyone a okay, so this is what the finished document looks like. Okay, so we're gonna have this big bold over here, we're gonna have colored here, we're gonna have numbers over here. It's gonna be nice and dynamic. We're gonna insert a picture, do a little formatting, and that's that. Okay, now we are going to move back to the typing, or now we're gonna go back to the original document and we will continue with the editing of it. Okay, so now we are at the wash your hands. So again, to double click to select it, just double click 3 times and that will select the whole line. Otherwise, if you're having trouble with that, just start from the beginning of the W and just schlep it across, and there you go. You have the whole line lit up. Now, here's some cool things. So now when you have that lit up, click on the right mouse, okay? Now you're gonna get on the top here is this little mini formatting bar, and then you have a bunch of options here. Now, what I want you to select on is the font. Now check this out. Okay, so now I come into the font page. Now there's a lot of cool things you can do with the text. And what we're gonna do is that we're going to click on all caps. So this is really easy because I know sometimes you start typing and then you have to retype the whole thing to get it all caps. Here's a quick way to just turn all your words into caps lock. All right, so we're gonna turn this into caps lock. Now, we want it also to stand out a little more. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna click by the font style, we're gonna click on bold. So now it's got a little more thickness to it. So it's grabbing a little more attention. Okay, again, when you right click, let me show you again. I'm gonna cancel. So when you right click on the highlight, that's gonna give you the mini formatting bar here, and then it will give you a bunch of options down here. So again, click on the font, which will take you to this screen. So you have the font and you have advanced. First, we'll get to the font. So now I want to click on this button, the all caps lock, which will make it all caps lock. Then I will click on the font style and click on bold. And then I'm gonna select, I think, let's see, 36, I think should be big enough, but we'll see in a minute. Let's press OK. Now there you go. I think we could go even bigger than that. So now that I have that popping up, I think I could try one more size. Now, instead of going back to that mini menu there, I'm just going to go back up here and just select this button here. Automatically increases the font size to the next size. So that's 48. That's a little big. It's too big. I want it all in one line. So what you could do really is, if you see here, it defaults from 36 to 48. That's the default. So they have default sizes. But let's say I don't want 36, I don't want 48, I want 40. Let's see how big 40 is. I type 40 in there, I press enter, and there you go. Perfect fit on my line. Now, if you ask me, it's a little out of place. Especially, I'm very symmetrical. I like to see things organized and symmetrical. So this is all the way on the left side. I want it even. So I'll just go over here by paragraph. This little section right here, again, we're still by the home menu. Let's go to the little section here, and I'm going to click this button right here. And by the way, if you can see, there's actually a shortcut for it, Control E, but I just like to go to that button. I click there, and there you go. This font is centered. So there we go. Now, it's getting a little my attention, but now I want to add some oomph to it. I want to add some color. I want to add some brightness. So I will go, if I right click, I'm going to go get now the shortcut here. But what I'll do is I'm just going to stick up here, and I will go to, hold on a second. Okay, so we're going to go to paragraph here, and you have this, it looks like an upside down paint can. There we go. It's called shading. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to click, we went with green, so I'll go with green again. I like this shade of green. Okay, so when you said, can you repeat, I'm not sure which part you want me to repeat. But what we did was we centered, we made this text bold, we centered it with the paragraph option, and then after I highlighted it, I went over here to this upside down looking can, and I chose a color that I want that line to be highlighted. Okay. I don't know if I zoom in, I don't know if you could actually, I don't know if it, sorry, I don't know if it actually gets bigger than what it is. Okay, so I see you're asking how to make all caps lock. You could just go to the font and select all caps lock here, and that's where you'll get that option. Okay, so again, I'm just gonna keep moving, and just, I know, do your best to stay with me. We have actually a lot of participants. We still have 84 participants over here. So I just want to be cognizant of the time. And in a few minutes, I think we'll take a little break where you could ask different questions to catch up. Okay. Now, I changed this to green. Now, what I would like actually is, I want it to be a different font color, because the black on green, it doesn't stand out as much. So I will go to, how about I'll right click, I'll get the quick menu here, and over here where it has the big A with a red line under it, I'll click on that, and I will select, this is white, so I'll select white. Okay, and there you have it. We have wash your hands. So we have this down pat. I think we have concluded this part of the document. We'll now move on to the next one. Now, this washing your hands is pretty much the base. We're telling you to wash your hands. Now we're going to explain to you why we want you to wash your hands. So we're going to give you a little one-liner. We're all about one-liners and whatever it is, 100 characters, 40 characters, sorry, to to let you know why you got to wash your hands. So we want a little more attention to this as well. So for starters, I want to center this. So I'm going to go back up here to paragraph, to the paragraph menu here. I'm going to click on this centering button, and now it's centered. But I want it a little bigger. So I will go over to the font and just start clicking here. Font size, give me 12, 14, 16, 18 looks good. That grabs your attention and takes up a little more space on the document. Now, I personally, this is default to Calibri. I happen to like, that's my favorite text. That's my favorite font that I use in all my documents. I just like it. It's soft on the eyes. I like how it's round a little bit, not too sharp. But another very popular font as well as Times New Roman. So either or, whatever you prefer. I'll go with Times New Roman for this one, and then we'll stick with the Calibri for the other ones. So this is giving me the premise or the reason, the justification of why you need to wash your hands. So now we'll go ahead and change. So I want to get like kind of a theme here. So I'm going to go ahead and that's a little too light. How about that? So we'll do a green coloring for this, get a little bit more of your attention. And there you have it. So we have wash your hands, and then we have our justification for it. So now we're going to move down the paper a little bit, and now we're going to give you a step-by-step. Now this is a 5-step program on how to wash your hands. And I want you to know that it's 5 steps. And right now I can't really tell that it's 5 steps because I have to sit there and count how many lines there are. And I can't even tell what it is it's trying to tell me. So first of all, I'm going to highlight the how. I'm going to make that bold just to get some attention to it. Now, here we're going to get into a formatting, basically formatting numbers. Now, what you're going to do is, before I showed you how to highlight one line, okay? But in this case, I want to highlight a group of sentences because I want to create a list. I have 5 actions that I need you to take when you wash your hands. So these are the 5 steps I want you to take. Now I want them all to be connected. So I'm going to just drag and drop. So I'm going to start again here with wet, drag it all the way down. So now I have all the lines that I want to be formatted highlighted. Now I'm going to go up to the paragraph button right over here, and I'm going to click. So here you have 2. You have bullets, where these are just general bullets. And what's really cool, this is called the live view. So you can actually see what that selection would look like in your on your document with those bullets. But what we want to do is we want to do numbers. So here there's a bunch of different numbers, and yeah, unfortunately it blocks out the live view, but I do know we want to just select the numbers. So here we go right away, very easy. It just formatted these 5 lines to be in consecutive order. So we have 1, 2, and the way, just in general, the way numbers work, it counts every enter as a number, right? So if I'm typing here, let's say, lather hands by rubbing them, together. Oh, this is a new line, and I'm going to press enter. What's going to happen is that together now becomes another action. It becomes part of the numbered rule. So I need to let Word know is that, no, that's not a new sentence. That's still of the old sentence, even though it takes up 2 lines. So I'm just going to delete here, and there you have it. It is now part of the number again. Okay, so again, these little numbers here are from the result of the formatting tool. So it's just showing you how far indent that is. And you could you could play around how far in those numbers are. But this, again, is just for formatting purposes, just to show you the types of format and the options of manipulating that format. So here we go. We got 5 steps, and we got them all consecutive. But now I want to bring attention, number one, to the overall document. I just want it a little bit, I just want to make it a little bigger. And again, if I want to select multiple lines, I just go ahead and start at the top, hold my mouse button down. So as opposed to clicking, what I want to do is I want to hold the mouse button down and just drag over the 5 lines. Again, your bullets are right here up on top by paragraph. You have the numbers and you have the bullets. So I want to make this a little bigger, the font. So I'm going to go with, let's go with 14. Looks like a good number. And remember, we have to keep in mind that we still need room for a picture. We're not even there yet. Okay. Froze there for a second. Okay, so someone mentioned, which is a good question, why am I not highlighting the numbers? Because the numbers are actually default. They are defaulted with the format of the connected list. However, you could actually create a different format. You could make it bold. You could change the colors of the numbers. And by doing that, all you have to do is click on one, and then it highlights all the numbers that are connected with that selection or that numbering. So you could have a list of 100 items, and if you select that, all the 100 numbers will be selected to be edited by themselves. Otherwise, the number format will default to the format of the text that it's connected to. So now here we have, so here you notice here, I forgot to raise this up, so I'm gonna bring that up. Okay, so now the next thing I want to do is I want to highlight each beginning of the action. Okay, I guess consensus, I'm getting feedback right now that the format is annoying. Listen, I'll be honest with you, I normally don't use it. So let me turn it off for a little bit, and then I can turn it on maybe a little later, just to keep it clean. Because it is much nicer without it. It's also very busy for me. Okay, so now I want to highlight beginning of each word. Now, when I highlight a word, I get the option. So I have bold, I have italic, and I have underline. Those are 3 things you can do to italic is, give it a little angle there. And underline, you put underline. So now what I want to do is I want to highlight and bold the first letter. So one way I could do it is wet, okay, then lather, and then scrub, and then rinse, and then dry. Okay, that's especially annoying, especially if you have a bunch more lines. So I'm just going to undo that real quick. I'm going to undo that real quick here. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the basic document. All right, so now everything is unbold. So now watch this. So now I showed you how to select one line. I showed you how to select multiple lines. Now I'm going to show you how to select specific words regardless of the order they're found. Okay, so watch this. I'm going to hold down the control button. Okay, control button, hold it down. And I'm going to just click. Oops. No. Sorry. I'm going to select this. I'm going to highlight this, and then I'm going to hold the control button. Sorry. You first highlight one word, and you press control. And then now you hold down the control, and you continue now highlighting the next letter. And then you go to the next word that you want to highlight. And then you want to go to the next word. And then you want to go to the next word. and then you could go over here, but here, I don't want this. You know, here, let's say you mixed, oh, I don't want to highlight that, so just click on it and it goes away. Here, just click on it, it goes away. As long as you're holding the control button, everywhere you're going to select is going to be highlighted. But now that I've selected the words that I want, I can let go of the control button. I've let go of the control button, but what that has now allowed me to do is now it has selected all those words. So whatever action I'm going to do now is going to affect all the words that are highlighted. So now, what did I want to do? I just wanted to do bold. Boom, voila, magic. All 5 words are bold at the exact same time. Talk about process automation. So there you go. I've just selected 5 words, separate words, and they are now all bold. So that, I think, gets us through the first standard. Now, I hope everyone on this class knows how to wash their hands thanks to this document. Wet your hands, lather your hands, scrub your hands, rinse, then dry them. Okay, so now, how about, okay, you know what? Let's do the when now, and then we'll take a little, I'll just take a break, maybe answer a few questions, help people catch up, and then we're going to move on to the picture part where we actually enter a picture, which is also going to be cool, and I'll show you a few different ways how to access pictures. Okay, so now we're pretty much going to do the same thing we did here on the how. We're going to do it with the when. So now we're going to highlight when, and we are, oh, so here, by the way, if you want to know, you know, what formatting a particular line is, you can look here, and right here, it shows you automatically, it changes. So here, I see this is Calibri 14. If I go here, it automatically changes. It goes from Times New Roman 18. If I click over here, it shows me this is Rockwell, and it's 40 font. If I come down here, it's Calibri 11. Now I want it to match my how, so it's consistent. So I'm going to go ahead and just highlight this text here. Okay, just again, just drag, and from the top left to the bottom right, and I'm just going to go click this big button, and there we have it. We have now equal. Okay, so now if I were to be so bold, let's see if we could go ahead and bold all the words that we want to bold. Truth is, maybe I'm getting a little zealous here because there's no bolding on the second half, but you know what? Let's do it. We got when, we got before, we got after, 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 and after. So apparently this happens very often after. But as we know, it's just as important before to wash your hands. So we're just going to go ahead and bold, and there you have it. You got 6 different words on 6 different lines, all highlighted at the same time. Okay, so now, if you remember, I want to now convert this into a number. So now we got 5 actions on how we wash our hands. Now, there are 5 scenarios in which washing your hands is extremely important. So we're going to highlight that. We're going to come up here to the paragraph ribbon, and we are just going to go ahead and click on the 1 button, and there you have it. Now, that was simple right there. Now I have 5 steps on how to wash and 5 steps of when to wash. And here at the bottom, a few things here. Number 1, I saw someone mention about how do you get a hyperlink. That's actually, you don't have to do anything. I mean, you could just type anything with a .com and you got it, like hello.com. Sorry, I need a www, because then it recognizes it as a web address, and it automatically converts it to a web address, and it hyperlinks it if you were to email this or keep it as a digital copy, or even convert it to a PDF, which we'll discuss later. But this will be hyperlinked. And you can see here, control and click to follow link, and this will open up the web page. As well as, if you right click on this, where are you? There we go. There we go. Okay. So when you right click on this hyperlink, you will see there automatically are 4 options to how to edit or what to do with this hyperlink. You could edit the hyperlink, and what that means, which by the way, just for the cybersecurity and just in general, it's always something to be careful of, you know, for spam or, you know, if you want to verify where an address came from, you could just look at the address, because it's so easy here for me to type in a totally different address right here. I could type in anything I want. And this will still be hyperlinked. Oh, so it actually changes. So I guess I did not change the code of it. It's keeping it the same. So, I guess I'm going ahead of myself, because what I'm talking about is actually creating a hyperlink. This defaults to the website. But whatever the case is, you could always see here, you could remove hyperlink, edit the hyperlink, the address, text to display, and then here, the address. So I could text to display 1 and then route it to a different address. But I'm not going to get too much in there. That's just good to know. So here, also, what I wanted to do is, this is at the bottom of the document, so I wanted to give it a little more attention and keep it a little more symmetrical. So what I was going to do is just give it to make it centered. So again, I go up to the paragraph and centered, and there you have it. It's now exactly in the middle of my page, or actually in the middle of the margins. And FYI here, this could be annoying sometimes, because there is no spell check here because it's a 0, so Word doesn't know what to do with that. But there you go. Now I have spelled it correctly. Oh, I didn't, because I was missing an I. So now Word knows that it's incorrect. With the 0, it wasn't so sure. Anyway, so now we have the how and the when. I'll take, I guess, an official minute break here. If anyone has any questions about what we have done until now, I'll zoom out a little bit just so you can see what we've accomplished so far. And then we will take it to the next part, which is inserting a graphic, a picture, as well as we're going to create a little border around here to add a little style to it. Okay, we got a few questions. How do I? Okay, so good question. Okay, so let's say, okay, first let me just show you, look. So good question. So what happens now, I have it numbered and now I want to continue typing, but it goes into numbers. So right now, Word thinks you're going to continue. So all you really need to do is just press enter one more time, and then that concludes the numbering. So now Word knows, oh, you finished numbering, now I'm back to regular format. Okay, 1 second here. Let me just go up a little bit. Okay, how do I make the list? Okay, so I addressed that about how do you cancel out the numbering. Okay, as far as hyperlinks feature, I mean, again, if it says ask administrator, it could be that you don't have maybe I guess you have internet access, obviously, but for some reason, it's not allowing you to go perhaps to that web page. So it sounds like some security restriction. But if I were to just go here and open hyperlink, I could check it for myself. Where is it going? And lo and behold, it takes me to the website. So it definitely works. Oh, it could be also because it's not even a genuine website. So it could be maybe your spam is blocking it or whatever you have that's preventing it from opening it, because it's not a secured website. It's just nothing. Okay. The way the fonts show, how do you bold? Ooh, I'm sorry for MacBook. I'm really sorry. I don't know. I'm not sure what the selection is for MacBook. I apologize. I'm not really certain how you select with MacBook. Okay, so there's a few things there. I'm not sure the question about Jacob. I'm not sure what you mean about explain wash hand the way the font shows. I'm not sure. I'm not following what the question is. How do you bold? There's actually two ways. One, you could go to the top by the font section and just click the B. Or what you could do is Control B, and that's a shortcut. And that's how you bold. Okay. As far as when I say default settings, I'm referring to the default settings of the document itself. So if you want to continue, it will just continue. And by the way, what you see also here, what happened is that Word picked up the fact that the first word is always bold, so it continues with that format as well. Now, so that you could just Control B and remove that formatting from that word. Okay, let's move by it. Okay, so if you want more, you could just, so you always have to have a character next to any of the numbers to continue the continuation of the numbers. All right, I'm gonna give it one more minute, and then I'm gonna go to the picture, and then we'll swing back. I think the picture may take another 15, 20 minutes, and then we'll swing back to just an open Q&A once we finish the document. But in general, in order to keep the numbering format, at least in this format, you would need to at least put one character there to let Word know that you want to continue the numbering format. Okay. Okay, so now we are going to continue with the insert photo. So now I'm going to go back to the how, because we want to put the picture in the middle of the document. Excuse me. Okay, again, we'll get back to the Q&A after. I want to move along here, finish this document, and then I'll come back to the Q&A. Okay, so now, like you saw there, since these functions are numbered, when I press enter, it automatically continues with 6. I don't want a 6. I want a whole new line without any numbering. So all I do is press enter again, and there you have it. Now it resets back to the original beginning of the line without any specific formatting, just regular Calibri 14. No bold, no any specific formatting. So now, here we go. So now just hang in there with me. We are now going to insert a picture. So one of the tops over here, we have insert. Now, the way I remember it is what each one refers to is the home is all your basic general functions, most commonly used functions just to type and to make a page look functional and professional. Insert is referring to any type of enhancements that you want to do or additions that you want to add to the page. And then design, it creates the color coding and the overall formatting. This is where we're going to add a what's it called, a page border. But let's go back to insert. Now we're on the insert page, and here we have pictures. Okay, this little picture here inserts pictures. Okay, so now I don't know which version, or I'm not sure. So here I have two options. I have this device. Okay, so this device I already saved on my computer. I saved 2 files, and that will open up to my documents. It goes right to my my PC. So here I have all my pictures. What I want to do is I'm going to go to my Microsoft Office class folder where I have, and as you notice, it's only showing me pictures that are in the format that Microsoft Word can recognize. So I have also Word documents in here, but it's not looking for Word documents, it's looking for pictures. So both of these are a JPEG file, which is a picture file, an image file, and I could just go ahead and select this one. As you can see here, it selects the file, and then I press insert. And oh, okay, I caught myself just in time. There's one thing that we didn't do, which don't ever wait this long to do it, because I got distracted. We're going to save our work. Extremely important. We've all worked very hard on this document. The last thing we need is it's going to bomb out, or we're going to press X and we're going to lose everything. So we're going to time out and we're going to go to save our folder. So the regular place to save is to go to File. Okay. Now, if you look up here, you will notice that this document, when you open a Word document, it just calls it document, and depending on how many unnamed files you opened previously in that session, it will default to, this is the 3rd blank document I opened without saving, and so here you have it, document 3, okay? But it's not saved, and I want to make sure it's saved. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go to File. Bear with me here. I'm going to go Save As, because save or save as, well, it doesn't make a difference at this time, just because there is no name on this document to begin with. So I'm going to go to Microsoft Office folder, and I'm going to call this Wash Your Hands session. And obviously you want to use a word or a name of the document, so you actually know what it is without having to open up every document, especially when you're searching for something. I always personally like to always put the date just for reference. So today is the 4th, so 05/04/20. I'm saving it as a Word document. That's the default. That's what you want to keep it as. Here also, these are manipulative. It automatically defaults you, whoever is logged in, as the user. So if you're logged in as someone borrowing someone else's computer, and the program is linked to that other user, it will put their name by default. But the author is the one who's connected with this account. Tags, this is just like for searching, if you want to put a specific tag, like washing hands. So if you type anything if you're looking for this document and you have a lot of documents, you could tag it, and then when you're searching for it, it will automatically come up as one of the keywords. And add a title. you know, this is just in the information of the file itself for reference. So washing your hands. Okay, now we're just gonna click save. And there you have it. Now, if you look on top, wash your hands, session 050420, and now your document is saved. Okay, so I hope everyone took the time. If they haven't done so before I did, then please make sure that you save it so you save all the hard work. Okay, so yes, this is a popular Google image, so I saved it. So there's one way to search it. So this I had already saved, but I want to show you also another way to import, which was already mentioned on the chat, is let's say I don't have any documents on my computer. I just want to search Google, or because it's Office, it defaults to Bling. And yes, I could change the defaults, but I'm not going to do that now. I'm just going to use Bling, and I'm going to say washing hands. And you see here, it's automatically searching for an image of washing hands. And wait for it. Okay. And here you go. You got a bunch of different options here. Let's go with, I wanted something a little wider. Here, how about this? That's a little color. Selected is my little box. I'm going to insert it. And boom, that was a big photo. Okay, so you see what happened also is that it threw all my formatting off. It knocked everything out of place. Now, what am I gonna do? So don't worry, there's a few things that we're gonna do right away. First of all, if I click on it, a few things. If you look, if I click on, let's say, the document, notice the default pop-up, it automatically goes to home. Now watch what happens when I click on the picture. Boom. If you look right away, the format, this button appears because now it allows me to, format this picture and fit it in, whether it's to resize it, whether to make it a little more fancy. And also here is another layout option. So this is also very helpful because there's a lot of things that you can do. Because right now it's in line with text. What that means is it takes up space just like a text. So if I delete a line, it will get deleted, and now I press delete again, and now it's highlighted. If I click delete again, it will be deleted. But here, you see what happened is it's in line, and it's part of my line. So it counts as a line, and there we go. All right, there we go. Okay, so there are other things also that you could do. Here is square. So what happens is wherever I move this around, it automatically boxes it, moves everything around. But what we're going to do is, oh, here, if you can do behind text, there it gets behind text, which is actually really cool. Sometimes, you want to make a little flyer and you want to have a little nice background as a little image. But so that you could play around with text wrapping or in line with text. But I'm just going to go with in line with text. And I'm just going to drag it down. So if you see as I move it, it shows me where the picture is going to go. So I'm going to go right there, and that's where it was left off. Okay, so now I want to first of all resize this because this is way too big for my picture. I'm going to zoom out a little bit just so that we can get a little more visibility on the document and where everything is sitting. So now I'm just going to go ahead and just drag this. Whoop, there we go. So it doesn't matter. Any corner will allow you to just drag it. And as you can see, as we're moving it, the text is coming back up. I'll delete that there, and I'll bring this back up. And there you go. Everything's back on the same page. But now I want this to be in the middle because it's a little out of place. So just like what we did with the text above, we go up here by paragraph and we just click center, and there you have it. But in addition to that, I think I want to add a little more excitement to this picture. It looks a little boring. It's all white around. I want to add a little more border, maybe a little shadow in the background. So this is really cool because, again, if you see, I don't have any formatting tools because there's nothing to format. But the moment I click here, all of a sudden I get this whole new array of options. It's called Picture Tools and Format. Here you could do a lot of different things with your picture. So here you could go there. You could do like a mirror. You could do you could do a mirror image. And yeah, I just saw that the text, just the same way you centered your text by paragraph, that's how you center the picture. You just click on it and just go here, 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 but we'll go center. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back here and we're just gonna look in all these different things that you can do with the picture, add a little here. And this live view is very cool, so you don't have to commit to it. You could just see if you like it, take it or leave it. Here, this one gives a little little cutoff there, but I think there was one that I liked, was like a little like 3D effect. Here, it's like on display. There we go. Okay, so that's the one I chose. You could choose whatever you want. But so there I have a little more depth to that picture, and it's cool. This picture is this document's coming alive over here. And just another reminder, as always important. I know I do this, like just I do it like OCD. Control S. Control S is for saving. Just press Control and S together, and you save it. And if you notice at the bottom, or like look right here when I do that. Oh, because let me make a few changes. I'll just this, and then I'll do that, and then look right here in the corner. There you go. It shows you it just saved it. So that's always important. Whatever document you're working on, always take a second and make sure you always save it. Okay, so now I like the way this is looking, but there's a few things. One, I wanted to create a little border because I want it to stand out. So I'm gonna go over to design. And here we have different formats. And if you could see, it's as I'm hovering over, it's showing the different formats. This is shaded here. But here, all the way in the corner, you have page borders. Okay, again, for the picture border, all you got to do is just click on the picture itself, and then you get the format automatically pops up, and then you have all your picture options. So now with design, we're going to click on design, and you have the themes. You go all the way to the right, and you're going to click on page borders. And here you have a bunch of different options. So first you have the setting. Okay. So first you have the page border. Okay. So the setting. Right now, it's none. There's no page borders. What we want is a box, okay? So right away, when I click box, it shows me where this box is gonna be. And I could always, if I click that off, that box is not gonna be there. So you could really manipulate where you want this border to be. You know, on only the sides, only the tops, you know, only the sides and the bottom. You could really manipulate, you have full control over how you want that border to look like. But we're just gonna keep it simple. We're gonna do the box. And as far as the style, I'm gonna choose this one here, okay? It's a little thicker. And you do have, if you see here, you could also change, look here, that gets a little thicker, a little thinner. We'll do with the 4.5, the 3 point. And also just FYI, you could pretty much, you could choose bunch of different arts, and then here you could change the color too. So I like where we're going with the green. Let me go with a dark green just to help bring it all in. So we'll go ahead in that. I'm going to press OK, and boom, there you have it. You have a nice border around. Now, check this out. So now we have the border. I mean, this is a gorgeous document now. If I saw this hanging up over a sink, I'd take a second to read what it says because it's attractive, has nice big words of what I need to read, why I need to read it, and how I do it, and when I should do it. So for colors, this is just a general color scheme. I know this is pretty simple, but what this does, especially if you have like a lot of colors, or you want to have like a universal, you want a universal type of color scheme. Microsoft Office provides, or for that matter, if you have, let's say you're an organization, you're a school, you're a company, and you have marketing has a standard color palette, so you could actually customize your color palette to here. You could create your own color palettes, and then you could just use that theme in all your documents that whether marketing has in place, and then you could integrate it here, and then you just select on that and automatically chooses that color scheme. So here, if I do this, if I do that, it's like, okay, that's a little ugly, sorry. I like, I like the blue. Let me go with the blue. So that quickly allows you to bring a universal color code over everything. Okay. So I'm gonna do Control S. I think that as far as this document is concerned, that is a wrap. Before I get to the Q&A, please, I know the chat is not really a good place for feedback, but if you can please give me and Shua some feedback. What worked, what didn't work, what can we do better? Whether it's the style, whether it's the engagement, whatever it is, we need your feedback because I want this to be educational. I want this to be adding value to what you're looking to do. So I hope this session was informative, educational. The next session, I may just go through it quickly because it's really, it's part of this course, and I think it's just important to know about it. It's just how to reference articles. How to reference articles and citations, and it's more of a professional type of, I guess, session. But the session after that will get a little more dynamic in creating, headlines and creating banners and different types of more dynamic options and pictures, picture type of using word art and different other enhanced features that Word has to offer. Okay, so a few things. One, as far as this class itself, it has been recorded. Sure hope so. It better be recording. Yes, it's recording. So this, I believe, will be available to anyone who participated. Whoever registered for this will have access to this course, and you could just use it at your leisure. What I'm going to do before the Q&A, I keep the questions coming. I'm not ignoring them, but before the Q&A, I wanted to put up another screen share, and this, I guess, is the challenge for all those who are looking for something a little more. Looking to really challenge themselves. You could do it now, or I guess you could try it out afterwards. I'm gonna show you a, where is it? Did I open it up yet? Okay, I'm gonna show you a different file. It's similar to this one, but I want you to, I'm just gonna show you the finished product, and I wanna see if you could figure out how to put it together. Just give me a second here. And it's funny because this also was part of the the documents that they shared. So this is also very, apropos. The blood drive has been could save lives if you're, able to do that. It really does save lives. So here, this is just another one of these types of documents where anyone who's interested could, look through it, try to do it yourself. It's almost identical to what we did as far as the steps. There's a few changes here and there, but go ahead, challenge yourself. And again, the more that you use it, and the more that you practice. And I know for me, what helps me the most is also take real scenarios. I mean, if you're just take jobs, set a goal for yourself and just start from the beginning to the end. Okay, the blood. Okay, so let me just start up here. I see a lot of questions here, so just give me a second. I don't know where I stopped, so I'm just going to start going through here. Okay, so again, as far as the picture, the picture itself, I'll show it on here too. The moment that you the moment that you select a picture on your document, it automatically opens up the formatting tool. That's what happens, because it recognizes that it's a picture and it allows you to format. So automatically it will open up your options here, and then you could see all your picture styles, your picture border. I mean, you could go crazy here. I mean, you could just start exploring, the position of the picture. I mean, pretty much everything. You could rotate, you could crop it. Cropping is basically you only want the blood drive here. You don't want the rest of the picture. So these giving you all your options. Okay, as far as the Office version that I'm using, actually, I think it's 2016. So I'm sorry, I don't know exactly. I know throughout I don't know which version they actually changed like a significant interface change as far as where things are located. So I apologize. I know that is frustrating because I don't know what the difference between versions are and what's available, what's not available. I think this course really does focus on just the pretty much universal and the entry level options. Okay, so for borders can be found if you go to design, and right on the far right there, you have page borders, and that's where you get all your borders. Again, you could go crazy, but the page border is just around, and then you have the borders that's actually filling the entire page itself, which if you like to use ink, that's a great way to use it, or lose it. But that's where you find the page border option. Okay, you know what? I'm sorry. Maybe I should just mention the name so that was for Avi Halpert. Mendy Z must have 2 screens. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but I guess maybe if you want to also do the activity while I'm doing it, I guess that would make sense. Okay, Sarah, thank you for your feedback. I'm happy that it was informative. Okay, how do you color the background? Okay, to color the background, like I show you actually, is first of all, page color. Right next to page border is page color, and there you go. There you go. You can change it whatever you want. There we go. Any color, whatever you want. Okay, that was for Mitnitsky. I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce that correctly. Okay, Henya. As far as the last paragraph, again, I'll go back to the original document. Give me a second here. I'm gonna switch, go back to the original document, and see, I think that's a good example where the formatting tool is helpful, because if you have a question of how many enters, you just click the formatting tool and there you go. You see there was only one enter in between the last part and the signature line. So that's always a helpful tool. That's why it could be helpful to keep that formatting, even though it is annoying. Okay, so okay, Ellie Cohen is important to know how to type fast. I guess it's always helpful. I guess honestly, I think like when I was a teenager, I took some lessons, but honestly, where I really learned was just working. And you know, you do have, you know, the pointing fingers go on the F and the J, and then you work from there. But yeah, just practice. I think Saul mentioned earlier, you know, there's plenty of websites out there to help you type. And I mean, today's day and age, you pretty much everything you're doing is typing one way or another, except your voice notes, which is also kind of merging into more enhanced technologies for even companies now are talking to text. Okay, so Maishi Telish, yes, it should be available to anyone who participated. On this, it's been recorded, so it should be available to anyone who participated in the seminar. How I got the picture, again, if you just go to insert, yeah, so that's for Ellie. If you go to insert and you just click pictures, you could choose from this device, which is referring to your computer or whatever device you're using, and that will open up the folders on your computer, and you could access any file that Word recognizes as a picture. Or you could go online and search Google or Bling for pictures, and you could just insert it directly onto your document. Okay, so Ruth, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you missed out there with the tabs. If you had specific questions, I'm happy to address them. Okay, so as far as the free version, I'm gonna find out about that. I'm gonna make a note of that, because in this course it actually mentions a free version. So I want to do a little. I want to find out about that, because I think even just for you just want to learn, I think that will be very valuable. I'm gonna find out about that. Where do find this? Okay. Okay, Linda, how do you create a photo border? Okay, so again, once you click on the picture itself, you automatically get this format, which it recognizes it's a picture and it could get formatted. And then here you have the picture styles, and then you could get the live view, and then you could just choose whatever type of picture border you want, and you could go over it, and you could see right away what it would look like. If you like it, you don't like it. Okay, so M. Soleimani, yes, I think Shua did say he's going to email it, but I'll make a note. Email class. I think it will be communicated to everyone who participated. Okay, well, Khani, thank you for your feedback. I'm happy you learned something. Formatting, I have picture format, not format, and not the same options that you have. So I'm not sure. It could be also here. If you go format picture, oh, 1 second. Okay, so there is this setting here, but it's not the enriched versions. So I don't know how you're getting to the formatting. You could really manipulate. You could do the transparency. You could do the size. Oops, there we go. So I don't know how you were getting to, and just Control Z that, sorry. Okay, I'm not sure how you were getting to formatting the picture, but because here you could do style, and then here, if you click on format picture, it's here on the side. So I like to just go up here, and it gives you a lot more robust, it's more visually pleasing. Okay, Chait, thank you. Helpful if you could highlight or color your cursor. You know, that's a good point. I don't know, maybe that's a setting in Zoom. Let me find out about that. Okay. Thank you for that feedback. Okay, I see here Laser mentioned typing.com. Someone asked about typing. Thank you. Avram. Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, if you go to read view, that is a little annoying because it kind of pops you out. So well, there you go. You see, I just so I did exactly what you didn't want to do. So if you go, let me just open up that document again. Just 1 second. Let me open it up. Okay, just give me a second here. Screen share. Okay. Okay. So now I'm gonna figure it out with you, because the way I did it was, I went. Oh man, where's my chats? Hold on a second. Where's my chats? Oh, sorry. Here we go. Okay. Sorry, I lost the chat there for a second. Okay. So what I did, if you change that view, if you go to reading view, you go to file here. So the top left, you go to the navigation pane. But actually, really simple. Just press escape. Okay. So to get out of the reading view, just press escape, and we'll get you back to the original document. So just make note of that. Next time you get stuck there, just press escape. I'll get back to you. Okay. Okay. So yeah, Naftuli, I'll put the blood drive back on if you want to keep try that challenge out there. There we go. Okay. Okay. So I'm just. Okay, just a second. I'm just. Okay. Again, thank you. I appreciate the positive feedback. Thank you. I'm happy. You guys learned. Okay. So my text. Okay, MW. My text was too much to do in future. Can you, okay. Okay, I appreciate the feedback. Okay, maybe I'll come up with something. I think the next one anyway has less typing and it's more visual, and based on Avramish, I think maybe I'll show a few points of the next session because it really is a lot of typing, and we could just go to the next one, which is a little more, I guess, applicable to this crowd because a lot of it is professional. And most of it you would learn if you're going to college or if you're working in a law office, which you would learn on site anyway. Okay, as far as, yeah, Shifra, as far as extending, again, you just take any picture and you just pull it and it will extend back and forth. It may warp it just because the picture may not be that format, but yeah, you could just drag it to whatever you want. From as far as the Word version, you know what? I don't know. I don't know what options would be missing by you. I apologize. But again, even the old software will have the basic functions, and over the years they are enhancing it. But as far as I think the way that they build Word is pretty much consistent with all the formats. So once you learn how one functions, you could pretty much make your way around, you know, with the ribbons, the home, the insert, design, layout. Pretty much everything is consistent as far as that's concerned. Okay, a practice doc to my email. Yes, I will. I'll have Shua. Maybe I'll send them some documents that he could send to any one of the participants if you want to actually have a document and play around with it and just see for yourself what it takes. Okay, so as far as selecting only, like bolding only the first word, so that's so Atara, what you would do is you would just you'd select one word, okay, then you press the control button. What the control button does is now it keeps that selection active. So whatever I highlight now, it will select, and then now these are highlighted, I could now go ahead and bold all those random pieces, and when I do unbold, then it will unbold them again. So it keeps whatever formatting I do for one, it will do for all of them. Okay, I see that was back and forth there. On the wash your hands poster, what if the numbers for both? Okay, is that possible? Okay, I think I answered that already. Meaning, can you have a heading in? Yes. Oh, now I understand your question. Got it. Okay, check this out. Okay, I'll do it on this. You know what? I'm sorry. I'll do it on the previous previous file because we're working on that. Okay, so let's say like that example, right? So I have here and here. Even better. Okay. 1 second. That's Shua Wordy. I'm just going to answer him. Hold on. I'm going to mute myself. Okay. Okay, I'm back. 1 second. Okay. So let me just open the chat here. Okay. Control. Oops. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to find the chat again. Where is it? Where's my buttons here? I know it's, oh, Alt H, there we go. Okay. Okay, so one of the questions was, let's say I wanted to, let's say, put a picture in here, and now I want to continue the numbering. All right, so number one, as you see, if I start the numbering again, it starts back at 1. So first of all, let me move it back here. So now what you could do is watch this. If I click on that number and I click right, when I click right, so it brings up this shortcut menu, right? And I have an option here, continue numbering, all right? So when I do continue numbering, no, hold on a second. That should have done it, hold on a second. Appreciate the challenge. Hold on. This should go to, hold on. Let me go like this, then. It should. There we go. Okay. So what I did was I selected on these and then I just continued the numbering. So even here, if you come up here, so I'll do that one more time for you. Okay, so now I'm on a new line, and I don't have the numbering anymore. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to go ahead and click the numbering button, then continue numbering. It pops up, but another way to do it is also come here, continue numbering, and there you go. You have the 6, and then you just keep on going. Okay. From a Windows 7. Okay, so actually, from a, they do have like, I don't know what it costs, but there are like monthly options. I know it's, you're paying, you know, $10, $15 a month, which, you know, after a year you could have just purchased a new one. But I guess, you know what, I'll say, you know, if it's an investment, then you know what, it's definitely helpful. But also, please note that Google Docs, I didn't touch Google Docs here, but Google Docs has a lot of similar functions as Microsoft Word. So it's a different tool, but as far as like accessibility, Google Docs does have a lot of the same formatting, and it even kind of copies the similar type of design that Microsoft Word, because Microsoft Word is the most popular Word document software out there. Okay, Ruth, I'm sorry if you can't see it clearly. I'm not sure what the reason would be. Oops, let me go here. I guess I could zoom up, but I don't know if that's going to help as far as you. Okay, where do we download Microsoft Word? You could go to Microsoft.com, Avram. That's where you could, I guess they could walk you through the different options that are available to download it. Okay, as far as inserting the picture, Ruth, if you just go again to the Insert tab and you click on the Pictures by Illustrations, you just click on Pictures, and there you have your 2 options of where to insert a picture from either this device or from Online Pictures. Okay, Samsung SMG 930V. Go back to the other page. I want to see if everything's right. Okay, I'm not sure which other page, if you're referring to the blood drive or not, but here is the page that we did work on. Sarah, how do I change the color theme of the whole page? Okay, again, if you go to layout, not layout, sorry, design, in the design, you have the colors here. You have all the themes, and then you have the colors. So that will make everything that's colored universal as far as a universal color or a theme that you would like to use. Okay, Suri, how do you change color or border? So if you just want to change the color or border, again, you'll be in design, click page borders, and there you have the color option. And you know, you could click on this button and you'll get like, I mean, the entire RGB color spectrum. I mean, and again, obviously this is very helpful for marketing and branding, because you could literally choose the exact color, number, and hue of the brand that you want to do. So it's very helpful if you need it, and especially for a marketing tool. Yes, so Julie, yes, we'll email out any follow-up documentation so you could continue to work on it. AZ, thank you for your feedback. I'm happy you learned something. Henya, can you please switch back to the blood drive document? Can you please put back? Okay, so I'm a few minutes behind. I'm sorry. Okay, no problem. Let me switch it over to the blood drive document here. Give me one moment. Okay, there we go. And I will email this out. I'll email both documents out just so you could play around with it. And just to note, actually, depending on the version, it may actually, the coloring may be a little different. The formatting may come up a little bit because, you know, different fonts are available in different versions. But I did use universal fonts. Times New Roman is extremely popular. Calibri is very popular. Rockwell, I think, is also pretty standard in all the Word applications. I think you need to know the keyboard more than typing fast. I type with 2 or 3 fingers. Okay, thank you for that feedback. It's true. Yes, you definitely get used to it. Okay, I'm happy. Haskell, I'm happy that you learned something. You're welcome. You're welcome. How do you get the class to, how do you get, okay. So this, again, I think Shua will communicate how we communicate this class once it's been recorded. Stephen, okay, yes, I will follow up as far as the free version. Okay. Okay, so by the way, just in general, if you do want to know the version in which you're using, if you click on home, okay, and you come down to account, you click on account, second, on the account, it should tell you the Office version that you have. I have Microsoft Office Home and Business 2016, and these are the licenses that I have for it. So that I think maybe, I don't know if it's what it shows on other Word applications, but I know on this one, if you go to account, or maybe there's a feedback, maybe options or something, it may tell you, yeah. So that's where I found it on mine. I don't know if you have a different one where you would be able to find out which version you're using. Okay. Okay. Okay, so what's the opposite of Control Z? Let's see what the shortcut is. Control Y. So Control Z, Control Y. That's the opposite of Control Z, is Control Y. I guess Y becomes before Z. So you undo what you did undo with Z. Okay, that's for Avi. Maisha, could we get an email? Yes, we'll follow up with that. Avram, as far as style, to get the more options, it could be, maybe they did change. Oh, okay, so if I click here, 1 second, if I click style, oh, thank you for that. Thank you for pointing that out, Avram. On the shortcut, you click on style, and then you'll get the many options of the format of the picture and the style that you want it to look. Thank you for that. Chaska, you get additional picture borders just by the, actually, if you just go to here, you go picture border, and then you go more outline colors. You could just change the borders here as well. I mean, picture effects, preset. So then even within each general, so these are like the most popular, but then if you go to picture effects, you have each rotation, you have a bunch of different styles. So this will give you a very big variety on the type of formatting you want for your picture and the borders. Okay. Okay, yes, Chaim, yes, Google does have a lot of answers, and I use Google all the time when I have a question, when I want to figure something out. Yes, Tara, yeah, again, just when you click on something, just hold it and then control, and when you hold the control button and keep selecting, that will freeze your selection on everything that you select during that time. Kathy, as far as the class, yes, this will be the same. This will be the same Zoom meeting for all the classes. Okay, if you crop an image the same way, you could just, you click on, if you there, crop right there, crop, and then you can just crop however you want to do that. Okay. Okay, Eden, I don't know. I mean, Microsoft Word is available for Mac. You may have to get the Mac version. not the Windows version. So you just have to double check the version that you're using. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Yes, I will be available via email. I'm going to touch base with Shua now, and then we'll reach out as far as the next class. And if you have any further questions that I could touch upon offline. Otherwise, thank you so much for participating. I really appreciate the engagement. I'm happy you guys learned something, and I'm looking forward to the next classes, because I promise you, it only gets more exciting, because between all of them, Word is, I'm sorry, the most boring. PowerPoint is exciting, and Excel is even more exciting. So have a wonderful evening. Take care. I hope all families are well. Be well. Be safe, and I will see you next time.